Pierre at the Mac City Morning Show. We're going to start the show off the same way we start every show off, with the moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you're spending with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with...
How's she cutting me, loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right, I totally jacked up that intro, Tanner. I do apologize. I'm just excited about our guest.
Got excited.
Yeah, so as you guys know, I don't introduce my guests. I let them do that themselves. So on that note, sir, reintroduce yourself to the world, please, and thank you.
Hello, my name is Mike Jones, Marketing Communications at the Canadian Mental Health Association with Buffalo. But here today, we're going to talk about a great event happening this weekend, this Saturday, Rock the Rails.
There we go. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's jump right into it. Explain to me and everybody else what Rock Rails is.
So this is our third annual event. It's a skateboarding and BMX competition, which happens down at the Timberlea Skate Park. We're going to have some skaters and some riders coming up from Edmonton. They're going to be doing some demos. And then all the kids and even the teens, the young at heart, the adults, they get to compete as well. They get to register. They get to show off their skills, win some awesome prizes. We have live bands all day long, and this year, for the first time, we're adding in beer gardens. So
nice.
A little bit extra work on the back end, but it sure makes for an exciting event.
Okay, so I just, and it breaks my, well, it doesn't break my heart. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy he's into it, but at the beginning of it, I didn't like it. My kid just started skateboarding this summer.
Okay.
So it's my fault because I have skateboards and snowboards. I have lots of boards around the house.
Right.
And when he was growing up, we used to watch like X Games and surfing and stuff. So he's been asking for years, Dad, can I get on a skateboard? Dad. And I was like, no, first you need to learn to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Then a scooter. Then
one step at a time, you know.
But now he's riding skateboards. And I bought him a skateboard, and I bought us two cruisers. One's called a tugboat, and one is called a dinghy. We've been cruising around Fort McMurray loving life. So I'm going to bring him to this thing for sure.
Yeah.
So he's 6. So if you're a youth coming to this event, what should you be looking forward to?
So we have a couple of different age categories. We have our 11 and under category. We have our 12 to 17 category. And then our 18 plus category.
Oh, for competition.
For competition.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
okay.
So that's if they do decide to get in and compete.
Right.
Otherwise, be ready to get stoked. Check out some cool things. We've got Hazel Eyewear is going to be there. Volcom is actually setting up their big tent, so they're going to be sponsoring the event down at Peter Pond Mall. They're going to be here at the event. They're going to be selling some stuff as well, giving away some prizes. So we got lots of cool local vendors. We're going to have, the Justin Slade Youth Foundation, who, of course, are the charity that we're benefiting for this event.
Right.
They're going to be down there showing off all the cool stuff that they do in the community. Same thing with the Canadian Mental Health Association. We have our new youth hub, which is going to be launching officially. COVID's kind of delaying that a little bit, but we'll be launching that really, really soon. So they're going to be there showing off what they're doing. So it's just a great chance to kind of show off a lot of the great initiatives we have in the community. And, we'd like to have the Boys and Girls Club is going to be down there as well, selling their 50/50 tickets and their adventure raffle tickets. So we're excited about that.
Very cool. So how did this start? Why did you start this?
So the first time was it's part of Alberta Culture Days. So this is something that happens used to be on a weekend in September. In the last couple of years, they've been like, you know what? It's the whole month. I think that's what they did. They found that a lot of cool events were happening, but they were being sparsely attended because they were kind of competing against other cool events, right?
Right.
So what they ended up doing was they made it for the entire month. So it's a province-wide initiative. So the very first year we did it, a friend of mine was like, hey, do you want to be on this committee? And so I was like, okay. So I got my friend Jesse Stasic from the Tavern on Main. We kind of teamed up and we took on this initiative called the Culture Bus.
Okay.
So it was cool. We had like a little tour and we went to, I think Shrek on the Sny had just opened at the time and they were doing like some cool Bannock things. We went to Points North Gallery was open at the time still.
Yeah.
They had a few other art places. Keanu Theater did a little tour and people could sign up and take their family on a free tour. And, a few families took advantage and we thought it was kind of cool, but a lot of folks were kind of like, we really like it, but we also kind of are aware of what all these places are and we kind of want to tour them on our own and we want to check them out on our own.
Right.
So I remember there was, a few things with like, we didn't do the best job. It was sort of a learning curve for both of us, like of getting the announcement out and getting the word out there. So I remember going to the next year's Culture Days meeting with the full intention of being like, hey, I just have too much on my plate. This is what I learned.
Yeah.
Here's what you could do if somebody else wants to do the culture bus tour and, take on that initiative.
Yeah.
Here's what we learned.
Yeah.
And then something that I believe it was Jessica from the RMWB was saying in the event, she was like, we're really looking this year to kind of focus on some underrepresented cultures. We always have a really cool theater component. We always have a good visual arts component, but maybe some other components or some cultures that aren't represented. And immediately I kind of thought back to where I was in high school, where I did do a little bit of drama towards the end, but I certainly wasn't like a theater kid back then, was not good at sports, not great at academics. Could have been if I applied myself. Thanks, Mom. But,
that sounds like mine and Tanner's report card too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also our moms.
Every kid, right? Could have applied ourselves better. I'm sure I would have been smarter, but
Not my siblings.
they applied themselves.
Yeah, if I applied myself like my siblings, I would do great.
Yeah.
Exactly how
too
that
funny.
works, right? So we just wanted to. I remember I was big into skateboarding and like punk rock and stuff like that, and I kind of thought like, what if I'm a kid growing up in Fort McMurray? There's so many amazing theater camps that Keanu and SECPA do here in town. There's an amazing opportunities for kids to play sports. We have organizations like Kid Sport and stuff where even if they can't afford, those organizations help them play. And of course, academics. There's so many smart kids that come out of this town and get every year you're hearing these stories about these kids that get $100,000 scholarships, right?
That's right.
So, but what about the other kids? The skater kids, right? The kind of kids that are just sort of like, we're just doing our own thing. Yeah. And I was like, I know. Some of that is the scene kind of organizes itself and it has their own events. Yeah. But I kind of was inspired right there, and I was like, you know what? We haven't had anything like that really, especially for youth. Yeah. We have our own punk rock scene in town, and there's a lot of shows at the Tavern on Main and stuff geared towards adults. Right. Well, let's get the youth involved. Yeah. And for the extreme sports side of thing, guys like Kevin and stuff, like when they had Kazam back in the day, they obviously did a lot of great stuff. But once that business went down, there just wasn't really, there was an opening there. There wasn't really events like that. So
that's right. Cool.
There all of a sudden, my meeting of just going in for a quick debrief turned into a massive event. And here we are 3 years later, still doing it.
That's awesome, man. So when I grew up here, I remember when they opened the first skate park down at Borealis. Mm-hmm. But now we have a number of skate parks here. So I know you said the one in Timberley, but I think there's more than one in Timberley. So which one are we talking about here?
It's the Syncrude Athletic Park. So there is the one in Parsons as well.
That's right.
Kind of in between the houses there, which is kind of a cool little spot. But there's just not a lot of room to do extra activities there. So whereas Syncrude Athletic Park really gives us... Okay. Now, we actually ended up moving it downtown last year to the Borealis Park for a couple reasons. We were like, downtown needs the love. Let's show them some love. The Hazel guys, the guys that come up, they're like, hey, the bowl's a lot easier to do... bigger tricks on, cooler tricks on. And the other thing is there's a nice stage downtown.
That's right.
The Borealis bandstand, or the Bob Lamb bandstand, I should say. Yeah. Which...
Say it 10 times fast.
Yeah, exactly. Which did flood, but they were able to, we were able to get some generators and still be able to put on a show. Right. The problem was the bandstand and the skate park are a fair distance apart.
They are.
So we had people come for the shows and people come for the skate park, and we only were allowed 100 people because of COVID last year.
Right.
So it wasn't really, we didn't really get the synergy between the events. There was a few people that would walk back and forth. Yeah. It was a bit of a hike. And, for the most part, people would just stay where they were comfortable, where they were sitting.
That's right.
Whereas when we first did it in Timberlea, we had the band playing literally onto the skate park. Mm-hmm. And everyone's rocking out and having a blast at the same time. Yeah. So to be able to pull that off again this year, I think we were like, let's go back to Timberlea, to our roots.
That's right.
And make it all one big event where everybody's kind of clustered and we can have a good time and rock out while you're skating at the same time.
Years ago, and it was thrown by Kazam, there was a concert/skate competition held down at Borealis. And what they did was they put the stage in the parking lot. Yeah. But then you lose parking.
Of course.
And so it turned into
and that parking's been even, now they've made it so you can't even access it because you have to go all the way around, which is the flood berm. I totally understand that. That kind of takes precedence.
The majority of people live in Timberley, so this is closer for them to get to as well.
Our thought process is a lot of people, when they used to do events like the East Coast Garden Party, they used to be tremendously successful when they were there. they would sell advance tickets, and then they would have a ton of walk up, as you do in this town, right?
That's
Because
right.
people are having a backyard fire, and they're like, guys, like I can kind of hear the Trews playing off in the distance.
That's right.
Wouldn't it be more fun if we actually went over there and rocked out to the Trews?
That's right.
So
That's right.
that's what we're hoping is going to happen here today. And our event, of course, is free. So
Yeah.
we're hoping the whole family will come out.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've got the beer gardens if you're interested. If not, lots of places to set up a picnic blanket or a chair.
Yeah.
We'll have some tables on site as well this year because we've got some really good food service happening. So
Cool. So now, in regards to the competition, what are we talking? Is there going to be a half pipe? Is it street? Like what kind of?
basically anything within the park is
Okay.
up for grabs. So there's no actual half pipe per se. We have a couple of quarter pipes.
Right.
We've got a couple of mini bowls, couple of ramps, couple kickers.
Yeah.
So basically anything within the parameters of the skate park
Yeah.
is up for grabs. They get 90 seconds on the clock to show us their best moves. The judges will evaluate. They'll pick the best kids or the
Yeah.
best adults, and they
Okay.
get to get invited and move on to the finals a little bit later on.
Nice.
So
Now here's the real question, and I'll give you my answer to this question
Sure.
afterwards. Do you still skateboard?
no.
No.
I had a couple of bad experiences, just skin knees, twisted ankles, nothing serious, but
That's right.
a couple bad ones as it went on, and then got a little bit older. I think I broke my board at one point, and then I had another one. It was just kind of tucked away.
Right.
Tried to sort of get back into it a little bit later, and I
Yeah.
remember just at a party, actually it wasn't even a skate party. It was a longboard.
Yeah.
We were evacuated
Yeah.
from the fire. We're in Kelowna. My friend's like, let's go longboarding. And there's a lot of hills in Kelowna. So I got
Yeah.
on a bit of a hill and I got freaked out. And I was like, this doesn't feel the same.
No.
You know what? Things hurt a lot more.
Yeah.
Kids are, bendable a little
They're
bit,
resilient.
right? They're resilient.
Yeah.
Us adults, I'm a wuss. So
Okay. I put my skateboard and and my longboard away in my late 20s.
okay.
Because
Yeah.
I took an epic fall.
Yeah.
On a longboard, out of all places, in Thickwood, just going down, and I just
Yeah.
caught an edge.
Yeah.
And bam.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm too old for this.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
But this year, because of the little guy,
Okay.
I picked it up again, man.
There you go.
And so I got the cruiser. So it's not quite a longboard. It's like a little smaller than a longboard.
Sure.
You can still carve and stuff, and it's cool. But then he's just like, hey, Dad, you want to do some tricks on the skateboard?
Oh.
And I was just like, all right, give me the board.
Show me a
and
kickflip. Yeah.
yeah, and I did one or two tricks,
Okay.
and I was like, okay. And I got a little, so I was into it. I was doing it for a week down in Edmonton with him, and I got cocky. And then all of a sudden, I didn't have a major fall or anything, but I
Yeah.
twisted my ankle a little bit. And
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah. I'm too old for this.
I'm too old for this. So I'm cruising again, which I'm loving cruising. So if anybody sees me and my little boy cruising, give us a honk, give us a peace sign. But yeah, I'm too old to skateboard. Mm-hmm. That pavement.
Yeah. No, I have been getting on the longboard a little bit more, working, just starting on the driveway and then into the cul-de-sac a little bit. I haven't really, I rode to the Max during COVID last year at one point. There's a Max 2 blocks from my house. Rode there. And then I was kind of like, I might walk it back because I was a little nervous. But, I don't think it's going to be my main form of transportation again for a while, but it's enjoyable to get back on there. It gives you a nice little euphoria, a nice little rush,
that's
right?
it.
So, but
All right, Tanner's pointing at me. It's time for the Mac City Minute.
Okay.
So best of luck. Tanner's going to ask you some questions. You know the deal.
Boom.
Tanner, hit him with the Mac City Minute.
All right, question number 1. What is your favorite part of throwing an event in Fort McMurray?
Definitely the event itself. The preparation is fun. It's really cool to go out and, hand out flyers and hang up posters and stuff, but it's a lot of work. And I think once the actual event happens and after the initial hour or so of kind of the chaos of registration and getting everything set up and ready to go, getting the volunteers where they need to be, once the event is actually happening, the bands are on stage, things are somewhat on time.
Yeah.
That's when you get to kind of take that moment and breathe it in and be like, all right, we did it.
Question number 2. What is one event other than your own you love to attend in Fort McMurray?
One that comes to mind right away is the Back to the 80s. And they actually incorporated it with Ribfest this
That's right.
year. So I wasn't involved with Ribfest because I had so much other things going on. But Brand Connect and everybody involved there put on an amazing event. And to bring in Trevor and Arsenal Effects and have Back to the 80s, such a cool event to have 2 bands on the stage at the same time. duking it out for the title belt.
It was amazing.
Super awesome. Banff Mountain Film Festival is another one, which I think is actually
Next
happening
week?
this,
No,
this
today.
weekend or next
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
It's happening soon.
Thursday,
yeah.
Friday. I'm
Yeah.
going on Thursday.
At Keanu Theater. So I'm going to miss out because I'm just neck deep in preparations for everything. But usually that happens in January. And I'm hoping that this is just kind of last year's and they'll still be able to do it in January so I can actually attend. So that's another one that sticks out for me.
Question number 3. What is one thing you think all of the youth in Fort McMurray share in common?
That's a great question. I haven't actually been a youth in Fort McMurray. I was a youth in Leduc, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I think that, kind of the same thing that I think adults share, sort of we're apart from a lot of people. We're apart in distance, it's, you're an hour flight away from Edmonton before you even get anywhere else,
Right.
or a 4-hour drive, 5-hour drive. And I think that kind of brings us together in a lot of ways too. So I think that events up here, because we're not Edmonton, where you can drive to any surrounding town and like, well, let's go see a concert in Enoch. We're going to go to St. Albert. They have a skate park. Let's go to Leduc. There's something cool happening there. And then a million other things in Edmonton. We're all in this together, right? So I think that the events, when people do events, people are incredibly grateful, and they're more likely, I find, when we do rock the rails, as much as it is for a niche crowd, especially the bands, like it's punk rock, it's skateboarding. Not everybody's into that, but a lot of people come out anyways because they're like, we're just looking for something to do, some live entertainment, something fun to do on a hopefully sunny day.
Yeah.
And,
Fingers crossed.
14 is the forecast right now, and no rain. There was rain in the forecast yesterday. We'll see. We'll see if that changes.
There you go.
Question number 4.
I realize this is way more than a minute.
Yeah,
That's the point. Is in Fort McMurray, nobody actually takes a minute to do anything.
That's true.
That's why we call it the Mac City Minute.
I like it.
Question number 4. What is one skate story you have that sticks out for you?
These are great questions. I wish
These are
I could
great
answer
questions.
some of your questions, man.
One that kind of sticks out was I went on this youth retreat because I was like doing like a church thing a little bit earlier on in my life, and it was we went to this youth group thing, and we went to this concert in Edmonton. They used to think it was like YC, it was like a Rexall place or whatever. They had this big production, right? And we were staying at this church, sleeping over, and I brought my skateboard because I was like, oh da 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 da, and it was like I think it was like brand new. I had just bought it, and I had ridden it like twice, and brought it to this big sleepover, and of course there's a bunch of 15, 16-year-old boys all hiked up on like testosterone and all going through whatever.
Yeah.
So someone's like, oh, let me ride it, and then he tried to do a kickflip and broke my brand new board like the first day, and we were all excited, like we were going to go to the skate park the next day and like hang out and stuff, and I was pretty choked. And I don't remember if he ever, I don't think he would have been able to afford to pay for it because he was 15. But
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw any enumeration, whatever the word is for that.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And your final question. What is one reason everyone should check out your event?
I think that it's just an awesome event, realistically. We're going to have live music. We're going to have, I realize these are way more than one reason. Okay, one reason, it's something to do. What else are you going to do? The summer is fleeting. Cold days are coming. This weekend might be one of them. But even though, there might be the odd warm day in October, it's going to be winter soon. You're going to be locked in your house, even if it's not for COVID reasons. Come out, enjoy, hang out, enjoy live music, enjoy a gathering, and have a good time.
And those have been your 5 questions.
There you go. Great questions, man. Great questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're successful, man. I hope a lot of people come out to it.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to be there. I'm going to bring the little man out. He's going
Perfect.
to love his life.
Yeah.
Get some music. Get some different culture. I love skate culture, man.
It's super fascinating.
Like it's awesome. And the one thing I say about skate kids, and agree to disagree with me on this one, is if you're a skate kid, I believe you're going to be okay in life in regards to learn a trick. You got to fall and hurt yourself.
Dedication, yeah.
And you just got to keep doing it and doing it. And then when you land it, like it's the best feeling in the world. But it definitely like showcases like you got to be resilient and keep doing this because you physically get hurt. So when I see skate kids, like I know like culturally, like whatever, But I'm just like, you know what? In life in general, they're going to be okay.
They're gonna be okay. Yeah.
They're going to be okay.
One of the other things that really blows my mind is the age ranges. For kids, it doesn't seem to matter at the skate park. You see 13-year-olds, you see 18-year-olds, you see 9-year-olds.
That's right.
And
See 40-year-olds.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw you down there last week. Not quite. Anyways, but you see these kids. I always hear stories, and it's like like a mom like takes her 9-year-old to the skate park, and it's like there's a bunch of old kids and they're all swearing and smoking, blah 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 blah. She's like, but then like my kid was like trying to like land something, and like one of them went over, and he's like, hey man, like try this, and like
They're so accommodating.
I remember when I was like 13, and the 16, 17, 18-year-old kids were like super supportive and encouraging, like, hey man,
right.
try this, give this a shot. Like,
That's right.
You got to watch your like it's everybody teaches themselves.
That's right.
But at the same, because there's no formal lessons in skateboarding.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
you've always got this great group of people to kind of fall back on, right?
It's all love. It's all love. And everybody falls. So
Absolutely.
they're there to support.
And BMX riders, shout out to you too. We have BMX competitions.
Oh, that's gonna be
And we've
cool.
even added a scooter jam this year. I don't think I forgot to mention that.
Oh,
for
well,
under
here, we're at
14,
the
so-
part of the show where it's your shameless shout out or plug. So let's hear about the event all over again, all the awesome stuff you got going on this weekend.
So it's noon to 10 p.m. This Saturday at the Syncrude Athletic Park, Timberlea Skate Park. We had an after party at 57 North originally, but unfortunately we had to cancel that with the new restrictions. So we decided we're going to move the after party straight to the beer gardens. It was going to be a ticketed event for the after party, but now it's free, which is pretty awesome. We're working on a couple extra sponsors to kind of cover the cost of that. So if anybody wants to sponsor the event, hit me up. But I think we're in pretty good shape now. And like I said, it's going to be a fun day. I think we're going to have a bunch of different crowds. You're going to kind of see some families during the day and kind of see some of the older punk rock crew kind of come out at night, come out of hiding once it starts to get a little bit darker. And once the hangovers have passed from the night before. And we're just going to have a great time. So I hope you can all check us out. Rock the Rails YMM on Facebook and Instagram. And a big shout out to Noble Choice Coaching, United Rentals, Seller Direct, and all of our other amazing sponsors. We got the whole poster. I'll throw that in the comments somewhere. We've got all the sponsors. I want to thank all of them, especially the ones that have come in super last minute just to be able to help us make sure this event goes off without a hitch.
There we go. Awesome. There you go. Well, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, that's another episode of the Mac City Morning Show completed. Please, please, please go out and check out this event. You're watching this, I think it's Friday, so you'll be seeing this in live time. So
Tomorrow.
Go support the event tomorrow. Other than that, hopefully you're having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.